Well, I'm absolutely flying through film like no tomorrow. This is probably the third time over the past few days I've ran out of memory, basically on my camcorder and on memory sticks. So I've cleared everything out, and I've got a good hour now to have a go at this. Whether I'll carry on doing this for an hour or not is another kettle of fish. At the beginning of this video you'll have seen a photo of the next set of shells I'm looking at. Rather than kind of take up some time setting up, the camera on the tripod and getting the lighting right and all that kind of stuff, I've retired to the kitchen and I'm just going to go through basically all the games on those shelves. So we've got them kind of recorded there for posterity really. So without further ado and less waffle, let's go through the games. Most of these games will be PlayStation games. There'll be a few kind of retro games in there as well, but primarily, there'll be quite a few PlayStation 2 shmups in this one as well. So without further ado, let's crack on. The first game is PS2 game, and it's 24 the game. Not really played this very much, but from what I've seen of it, it's really, really cool. Big fan of the series, and I've just got back to Series 7, so cool game. One of my favourite series of all time, which I wish I'm begging Capcom to go back to. It's Onimusha 3, best one out of the series so far, and I love them all. But absolutely fantastic game, great voice acting, and just why Capcom? Why come back? Metal Slug 5, return to form for the guys at Neo Geo. Great game, very, very hard, but cool game, cool release as well. Okay, first of the PAL PS2 shoot 'em ups, and it's Steel Dragon EX, which is it's basically the PAL port of Shenryu. If you're into your Saturn shoot 'em ups, it's an enhanced port of the original game, and it's there's a new remix version of the game as well with new graphics, new levels, and it's quite a cool little shooter actually. One of those kind of shoot 'em ups that's not kind of highly regarded, but it's a solid little shooter, and should be dirt cheap, so well worth picking up. Right, next shooter I'm going to show you is one that's quite it can be quite expensive to pick up, and it's Dragon Blaze, and it's a Psycho game. This is actually the PAL English version of this it is really quite kind of tricky to get for less than 25 quid, but sometimes you kind of see eBay or Amazon sellers that get a batch in and you can actually buy them relatively cheaply. As you can see, mine is a French copy, which is exactly the same as the English version, except it's just, it's got that sticker on it. But if you're a shmup collector, it's well worth picking up because it's a great shoot 'em up. It really is. It's my favourite Psycho shoot 'em up, and it's kind of like it's a fantasy themed shmup. Bullet hell in places, and just looks amazing, plays amazing. So one to pick up. I got this one off my late mother-in-law, and it's a Mega Drive collection. She basically got it from me because I basically pointed my wife in the right direction and pointed her, at this too. So, I must be playing it. Great collection. It's got some real kind of Mega Drive classics in there. You can pick it up cheap. It's on the PSP version as well, so good one to pick up. This is an unusual game. It's Nightshade, and this is a promo version. It's the unofficial sequel to, I think it's the Shinobi game that's on the PS2. Really, really, really cool little ninja slash 'em up. Okay, this is not one I've played very much. It's Fatal Fury Battle Archives 1. One I picked up quite cheaply, and it's a compilation of some of the Fatal Fury games. It's got the original Fatal Fury 2, and Fatal Fury Special as well. Fatal Fury Special I think I've actually got on the Neo Geo itself, but it's a cool port, and Ignition really generally did really, really good conversions. Game I spent quite a lot of time with, and it's Guitar Hero 3, Monsters of Rock. Really, really cool track listing on that one. I've got a couple of guitars as well, because me and the wife were kind of quite into that at one point, because she's really, really good at it. She's far better than me. The one genre of game where she's actually a lot better than me at, and it's guitar music games. she's very, very good at it. Another absolute classic here, one of my favourite Capcom games, and literally one of my favourite games of all time, Okami. Just a completely charming, cel-shaded adventure game. Came out at the same time as Twilight Princess, and they've played remarkably similar in my opinion with some of the things that you do. I think the Wii version edges it just because of the motion control, but a lot of people prefer the way that it works with the analog sticks. A completely unique way to kind of control a game. Just a really, really brilliant little game. Okay, time for a really rare PAL release now, and it's Raiden 3. Picked this one up on release. Was a bit of an arse to get on release actually. I can't remember where I actually picked it up from. I think it was from play.com, but it's always been quite scarce. I think it was something to do with the publishers. It's got a low print run, and it's a cool little shooter. Not quite as good as 4 in my opinion, but yeah, really, really good game. Really, really good. Okay, time for an absolutely gorgeous game now, and it's Odin Sphere. Some of the best 2D sprite-based graphics I've ever seen, and it's a quality kind of hybrid of role-playing game and fighting game. It's really, really cool, and I do highly recommend it. You should be able to pick it up quite cheap as well. There we go. Dragon Quest: The Journey of the Cursed King. I've not played this. I don't know what it's like yet, so I just got it to put in the collection. Basically, I was going through a stage of buying PS2 role-playing games, and this was one that I picked up. Killer 7. Not picked this up on the GameCube yet, which is the version that I want, but I saw this dirt cheap and just had to pick it up. It's Suda 51. It's mental, but it's great. Medal of Honor Frontline, the first Medal of Honor on the PS2. I love the beginning of this when you actually do the beach storming, which seems to have become kind of quite a cliche for these kind of first-person war games, and I really dislike the fact that first-person war games have gone away from World War II. I love World War II war games, and I think Medal of Honor Frontline for me was the finest one of the lot. It gets insanely difficult later on, and there's a nice pace to it. It's a cool game. Another underrated Capcom classic here as well. Shadow of Rome. Never got a sequel. One of the goriest games you can actually play. There's still mountains and mountains of blood in this. You can pick it up relatively cheaply now. At one point it was pretty expensive, but then the prices have fallen away. So you should be able to pick this up for £2 or £3 really. And if you like your slash 'em ups, it's great. And here we have Tekken 5. A lot of people think that this is the height of the Tekken series, really, just because of all the characters in it, the extra levels, and just the fight mechanics. I know a lot of people that kind of went away from Tekken for years and then came back purely for this game, and it is a good one. It is a very, very good one. So here's this is one of the later PS2 PAL releases. I think I showed this in a video. It's Guilty Gear XX. What is it? Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus. Completely and utterly no thrills release at all. Late on in the PlayStation's life, you know, it's going to be one of those games in the future. It's going to, you know, potentially command some, you know, a nice price maybe. You can still pick it up very cheaply now. This has got this one from new. The game's amazing. You know, graphically, absolutely stunning. And I suspect not a lot of people have actually have played this one really. Let's grab some more. So next game, Ace Combat Squadron Leader. Huge fan of the series. Not played this one yet. Neo Wave King of the Fighters. Played this a little bit. It's all right actually. Is this the 3D one? I think it's the 3D one. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I seem to remember it was quite cool beat 'em up though. We've got Castlevania Curse of Darkness. I have got a mission to get every Konami PS2 game, and this was one of the ones that set me off on that trail, just because the artwork is absolutely amazing. For a PAL release, it's got some absolutely stunning artwork. This that Japanese artwork that transferred over. Really, really great release. The game itself's quite good too. One of the first kind of 3D Castlevanias that actually worked for me. And here's the other one. So this one is just... sorry, the last one was Curse of Darkness. This one is just titled Castlevania, and I can't remember the subtitle that this has got everywhere else apart from the UK. But again, quality Castlevania game, nice artwork. And the last game I'm going to show you is one that's absolutely mad, and it's good old God Hand. Another Clover Studio game like Okami. It's a real shame that company kind of went to the wall, because they made some amazing games, and God Hand is no exception. It's a completely hardcore beat 'em up series, beat 'em up game. You know, no compromise, really daft voice acting, but also very, very cool. Watch out for this one as well. Prices are rising. Game that I got round about the time of release, and it's Shadow of the Colossus. But I picked this up dirt cheap. It was brand new for 11 quid in the play.com sale, and it is the softback edition with the art cards as well. Complete mint. Worthy edition. And again, another entry into the Konami PAL mission. Conscious Shattered Soldier. Picked this one up for around about 8 quid. It's on video later on. Is this the toughest run and gun I've ever played? I think it could possibly well be. It's completely uncompromising, it's gritty, it's dark, and it's also amazing. A very, very, very good game. Game I've not played yet, but I've had recommended to me numerous times by people that basically say it's like playing a cross between Smash TV and Ikaruga, and it's the Red Star. Not played it, can't offer any opinions on it yet. But it was very cheap. Picked that up in a computer exchange, I think. This is a game that I picked up off a mate, probably a month after release, and it's Original release Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Never really got into this, but I've picked up the HD collections, which you've probably seen from my videos. I've picked it up numerous amounts of time. I'm going to play this through at some point. But yeah, the quality of this release actually is really, really nice. They kind of went to town, really, did Konami again on the presentation in this one. Another game that I've had since release as well, Gran Turismo 4. I picked this one up cheap, and yeah, it's worthy edition. I'm not quite convinced it's as good as 3 in my mind, but technically it's amazing, and it's Gran Turismo. Big Gran Turismo fan. Tony Hawk's Underground 2. The last Tony Hawk's for me that I got any kind of entertainment out of. It's goofy. It plays like an episode of Jackass almost, but again, the skateboarding and it's really, really cool. Sniper games, you can't beat them. Silent Scope on the PlayStation 2. What more can be said? Arcade sniping, it's cool. Another Konami game. Oh yeah, and another Konami game. Ring of Red 2. Bought this one not long after release. It was in some like £2 for £25 deal or something like that. Again, lovely levels of presentation because it's a Capcom game, but not really giving it much time.